Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you could change your life forever if you can handle the truth. And the truth is simple. Nobody cares about your problems. Nobody gives a shit. You can sit there crying about your breakup, your bills, your boss, your depression, your weight, your bad childhood, and the world will keep moving. The sun will still rise, the bills will still come, and the clock will still tick. And while you're sitting there waiting for sympathy, waiting for someone to save you, the only thing that's happening is you're falling behind. That's the harsh reality. But here's the good news. Once you accept that nobody cares, you become unstoppable. Why? Because if nobody cares about your problems, then nobody cares about your excuses either. That means it's on you, and that's freedom. The addiction to self-pity. You know what the most dangerous drug in the world is? It's not cocaine. It's not heroin. It's self-pity. People get addicted to it. They wear their problems like a badge of honor. They want to be the victim because victims get attention. And attention feels good, right? People pat you on the back, say stay strong, drop a sad face emoji in the comments. You get your little dopamine hit. But here's the ugly truth. That dopamine high comes with a crash because pity never fixes anything. Pity doesn't pay your rent. Pity doesn't get you in shape. Pity doesn't build your business. It just keeps you stuck. According to the American Psychological Association, more than 67% of adults admit they feel stuck in life. And the majority of those people stay stuck, not because of lack of opportunity, but because they're too busy blaming everything around them. They're too busy wallowing. Think about it. When's the last time you admired someone because they were a victim? Never. You admire the person who overcame the victimhood. You admire the guy who was broke and built himself up, not the guy who stayed broke and complained. Nobody respects excuses. The world doesn't respect excuses. The world respects results. Nobody is giving out trophies for almost. Nobody is handing out medals for I tried. You don't admire the guy who says, I could have been great, but life was unfair. You admire the one who says life was unfair, but I won anyway. There was a study at Stanford University about resilience. They found that people who take personal responsibility for their circumstances, even unfair ones, recover faster, achieve more, and live happier lives than those who blame others. In other words, your excuses are scientifically proven to make you weaker. But society tells you the opposite. Society wants you weak. Society says it's okay, you're enough, you don't need to change. That's a lie. If you stay the same, you stay miserable. Look at the surveys. Gallup found that 85% of workers worldwide hate their jobs. 85%. You think they're happy? No, they're stuck. And most of them will stay stuck because instead of saying, how do I change this? They say, poor me. Reality doesn't care. Here's the funny part. Life doesn't even pretend to care. Your landlord doesn't care if you're depressed. You don't pay rent. You're out. Your boss doesn't care if you're anxious. The deadline is still due. The bank doesn't care if you're tired. You miss the payment. They take your car. That's life. You can cry about it, or you can accept it and do something. And before someone says, but depression is real, yes, it is. I'm not denying it. According to the World Health Organization, over 280 million people worldwide struggle with depression. You are not unique because you're sad. Millions of people are sad. The difference is, some use it as fuel, and some use it as an excuse. And science backs this up. Harvard Medical School found that exercise is as effective as antidepressants for many people. Think about that. You could sit in your room scrolling TikTok, or you could go lift weights, run, sweat, and actually change your brain chemistry. But self-pity feels easier, so most people pick that. Then they wonder why their life doesn't change. Everyone has problems. Here's the punchline. Everyone has problems. Everyone. That billionaire you envy? He's dealing with lawsuits, fake friends, family drama. That athlete you admire, he's playing through injuries that would cripple you. That entrepreneur you idolize, he failed 10 businesses before he got it right. Nobody's life is easy, but you think yours is uniquely unfair, don't you? That's the delusion of self-pity. You think your suffering is special. It's not. You're not cursed. You're not singled out. You're just like everyone else. The difference is, winners keep moving, losers keep crying. Let me hit you with some stats. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics found that the average millionaire has gone bankrupt at least once. Once. Some of them multiple times. Imagine losing everything. Most people would cry forever. But these people rebuilt. That's why they're rich and you're not. You fail once, and you give up for a year. You get rejected once, and you swear off dating forever. You launch a business, it flops, and you say, see, life is unfair. No, you're just weak. Time doesn't care either. Let's talk about time, because time is the coldest killer of all. Time doesn't stop for your feelings. Every second you waste crying is a second you could have been building. Do the math. 1 hour of self-pity a day equals 365 hours a year. That's over 15 days. 2 weeks of your life wasted every single year feeling sorry for yourself. Multiply that over 10 years. That's 5 months of your life. 5 months gone, and for what? Did your pity session solve anything? No. Meanwhile, someone else used that time to learn a skill, start a business, or get ripped at the gym. And you'll look at them and say, it's not fair. No, it's perfectly fair. They used their time. You wasted yours. The comedy of victimhood. Let's laugh for a second. Have you ever noticed how kids fall down and immediately look around to see if anyone is watching before they cry? If nobody's looking, they get up and keep playing. If someone runs over like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" That's when they start bawling. Adults are the same. You don't cry because life is hard. You cry because you want an audience. You want sympathy. If nobody's watching, you just move on. Which proves my point. Your pity isn't even real. It's performative. And let's be real. Everyone's sick of it. Your friends are sick of hearing your problems. They nod politely, but deep down they're thinking this guy never changes. Nobody admires the complainer. Nobody respects the victim. People may comfort you, but they don't want to be you. History doesn't care. Think about history. Do you think the world remembers the guy who quit? The guy who cried? No. History remembers the people who refused to quit. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Imagine if he had sat there saying, "Life isn't fair, I'm tired of trying." You'd still be sitting in the dark. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He could have cried forever. Instead, he said, "Watch me." Now he's the greatest of all time. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. He could have spent the rest of his life crying about it. Instead, he came out stronger and became a president. Do you see the pattern? The greats didn't feel sorry for themselves. They used their pain. They turned suffering into strength. That's why you know their names. Science of action. Let me give you more facts. The American Journal of Psychiatry published research showing that people who take consistent daily action, even small actions, report significantly higher levels of happiness and self-esteem than those who don't. In other words, action is the antidote to self-pity. Want to stop feeling sorry for yourself? Move, work out, start something, build momentum. Because here's the truth. You don't think your way into confidence, you act your way into it. And here's a funny paradox. The less you care about sympathy, the more respect you get. The moment you stop needing people to feel sorry for you, people start admiring you. Because everyone's drowning in their own problems, and when they see someone who refuses to drown, they see strength. The hard truth about help. But what if I need help, you say? Sure, ask for help. But here's the catch. People only want to help those who help themselves. If you're sitting on your ass, nobody's going to save you. If you're grinding, people will invest in you. You attract help when you prove you don't need it. That's why investors throw money at startups run by people who already hustle, not people sitting in a coffee shop crying about their $1 million idea. That's why coaches train athletes who already push themselves, not the guy who whines at practice. The universe rewards effort, not pity. Stop waiting. Start building. So here's the solution. Stop waiting for someone to care. Stop waiting for sympathy. Stop waiting for life to be fair. None of that is coming. What's coming are more problems, more bills, more challenges. And the only way you win is by becoming stronger. Step 1, accept nobody cares. Step 2, do something anyway. Step 3, repeat until you're unrecognizable. And don't tell me you can't. You're not too old. Colonel Sanders started KFC at 65. You're not too broke. J.K. Rowling was on welfare when she wrote Harry Potter. You're not too busy. The average person spends 2.5 hours a day on social media. Don't tell me you don't have time. You're just wasting it. Final punch. At the end of the day, you have two options. You can be the person everyone pities, or the person everyone respects. You can be the guy telling excuses, or the guy telling a story of triumph. You can be remembered as a victim, or remembered as a victor. But you can't be both. So stop feeling sorry for yourself. Nobody gives a shit. And that's the best thing you'll ever hear, because it means it's all on you. And if it's all on you, then nothing can stop you. Get up. Get moving. Stop crying. Start building. Your new life starts the moment you decide self-pity is dead.